Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Sarah, and in today's video we are going to be market prepping together. So in today's video I don't have that much of a plan, if I'm being fully honest, but I do want to start by finishing the things that I told you I'd finish in my last video, and the video before that, and the video before that, because I still haven't finished it. If you all watched my last video, then you should know that I kind of just didn't have time. So I should hopefully have time this time to actually finish some things, finish more things at least. But I did want to show you the unicorn, this guy right here. I finished him today, sewed him together and everything. I wasn't sure how I felt about the yarn choice, specifically the gold with the green, but I think it is pretty cute. And then the eyes are from Sweet Beans Crochet, perfect for a unicorn. I also started over the weekend some smaller unicorns. This is Belle the unicorn. They don't have any hair, so please don't be terrified. I started 2 of them. They're almost finished. Like I said, they just need their hair color, which I haven't fully decided on. I think what I'm gonna do is a variety of colors. So I actually want to make at least 10 of these, which I might get really bored, but we're still gonna give it a go. I want to make 10 of them, and every 2 of them will have different hair colors. So I have to decide first on what colors to do. If I want to use a variegated yarn, like maybe a skinny Chanel and double-stranded, I think that could be really pretty. I just decided that I'm just gonna start some of the bodies and we'll decide hair color later on. So like I said, I want to make like 10 of those, and then I'll have a total of 22 unicorns, I think. And I did want to make some more purple ones, so I might make more of those and bump the total up even more. But that brings me to talk about what I kind of hinted at the end of last video, with the kind of changing what my plans were from the beginning. Hopefully that makes sense. I did want to make less unicorns, but I truly think that they're going to sell a lot better, and having more options should help them to sell better too. So instead of just crocheting a few more unicorns, I'm going to crochet a bunch more. I definitely just need to get crocheting. I have so many things that I want to make. I want to make some more minis, which I haven't even started those, and I want to make at least 200, if not 300, because they did sell really well at my festival, so I don't want them to completely sell out again on day 2. I want them to last through day 3, so I should probably get crocheting minis soon, but I think that's going to be an entirely separate vlog, and we'll just do minis prep all at once, or at least attempt to. If we did 300 minis and each of them take, we'll just do an average of 15 minutes each. That's 4,500 minutes. You divide that by 60, that's 75 hours. And so if I do 8 hours a day, it'll take me at least 9 days. And so in reality, that'll probably take me at least 2 weeks. And honestly, more of my minis take longer than 15 minutes than less than 15 minutes. So it'll probably take me at least a video, if not a video and a half worth of time to actually finish all the minis. Anyways, enough about minis, because I'm not doing those right this second. The other thing I want to work on are my snugglers again. I feel like I'm getting back into a little bit of a system, so I'm going to start working on these guys. I know I keep showing it to you all, and I feel really bad for not actually getting them published and out there for you all to have, but it's just been stressful for a while outside of crochet, but my life is very time consuming outside of crochet. And then I did have that full list of things from my last video I want to finish. I actually am going to end up making a few more extra large cows, not right now, but I do think it'll be a good idea to make a few more. I totally forgot to make the ears for this unicorn. My plan is later on in this video I will talk with you all about my plans further on. If I can finish everything that I have on the list written down, then I want to start something new, so that'll either be halfway through this video or the start of next video, depending on how busy my life is. That's pretty much the basic rundown of everything that I'm working on or want to work on right now. I'm really in the mood to market prep, so like truly market prep, so I need to make some more of these guys, and then I'll keep you all updated, let you know what my next plans are. Alright, I'm going to update you before I go too far ahead, because I have a feeling today I'm going to be finishing at least all the bodies for these unicorns. So, update time. I ended up crocheting 4 more bodies yesterday, and I also made all the ears and all the horns, so I can finish the other 4, counting this one. This one is just ahead. I have 4 left to actually finish for bodies, and then I'll have to make all the legs, which I did the math, and it's like 28 legs or something like that. So that's gonna be boring, but you know, it'll be fine. It'll be worth it. Sewing them all together is probably gonna be the most tedious step. Okay, I got a phone call, so I'm not 100% sure where I left off, but I am using the Sweet Snuggles light from the outside end, which I never do. It's always inside end or nothing at all for me, unless I'm doing like the tiniest little piece, and then it depends. In this case, the end was nowhere in sight until I got to about this point. So that's kind of a weird side note. I am going to finish, at the very least, like I said, these bodies today, and then I do want to get started on the legs. I'm thinking if all goes as planned, I should be able to finish all the legs and then sew it all together probably tomorrow. If not, start that today. And then I'm going to decide on yarn. Everything is looking pretty good, all things considered. I think it is going pretty well. And I'm finally feeling like I'm actually market prepping, so that's also very nice, because after the last few weeks of just not getting much done, I'm happy to see some things starting to come together. So I'm hoping to have this finished sometime tomorrow, and then we'll start another project. I'm torn on making some more purple unicorns, but we'll just think about that after these guys are done. I'm just going to focus on these and go from there. Yesterday I finished all of the legs. They are all ready to go. They're stuffed and ready to be sewn on. So that's the last step I have to do, well, before I do the hair, to finish all of these guys, which I now will have 10 unicorns. Whoop whoop. So that will be 22 total, and then I'm also thinking of making a few purple ones, so that'll eventually happen. I just wanted to show you everything together before it's all sewn together. It is a lot. Honestly, I don't know how I kept my sanity throughout all of this, but I did. And then I also yesterday made 2 mini bees. These guys right here. Hold on, the lighting's terrible. I made these 2 mini bees for a crochet foundations tutorial. So if you've seen the bee tutorial, then you should already know the color change technique, but this will just be like a separate video from the bee tutorial. That way it's easier to find and easier to apply to other projects. Just showing my color change technique on how I get a seamless, or mostly seamless at least, look on stripes. Anyways, that'll be out, so I'll have that linked, you know, in the iCards and everything. That's all I've done so far. I say all that's done when I have a pile of legs. That's all I have, so I'll update you later, probably tomorrow. We'll see. It's update time, and you may or may not be able to tell that I don't sound that great, and I just can't leave you all hanging and then show you all the unicorns finished. So I have to take you by step. So anyways, here we are. Like yesterday I worked on all of them, so I got them all sewn together. And I also finished these 2. I decided to use the little bunny multis for the hair. It's so gorgeous. This has to be my favorite color combination ever. I love how bright it is, how pretty it is. It reminds me of a sunset. It's just gorgeous. I'm also going to be using the other multis that I have to do the rest of the unicorns. Now I only have 4 of these, so I'm going to have to make 3 of certain colors. So I think 3 of these colors for sure, and then I'm going to work up these other colors and see how they look before deciding on what the final unicorn hair color will be. I wish I had another color, but still, I think it'll all be gorgeous. We'll have a nice little army by the time this is finished, so I'm excited for that. But that's what I'm going to work on this afternoon. Hopefully finish all of them. That's it for now though. A quick little update for you, and I'll check in with you soon. Please bear with me. I know that I don't sound that great, but I really want to give you all an update and show you all my unicorns. So here we are. And then I also want to talk about a couple of things before ending this clip. But let's start with the unicorns because these guys are finished. So I ended up using the honey bunny. No, that's not correct. Little bunny, mini bunny,
Premier Bunny, whatever it's called. I can't remember. But I used all 4 of the variegated colors I have, so this is the first one. I wasn't sure if I would like this color, but I think it looks really cute, especially with the gold. There's some stuffing on these guys, but it's fine. But this one's really pretty. And then I did a blue one, of course, so I think this kind of reminds me of like the sea or a mermaid. I know there's not a lot of purple in it, but it's still really pretty. And then I made this one kind of spring colored, which is really pretty as well. I wasn't sure how I feel with the white in the mane, because I don't like to put white and cream together is my point. I don't know if anyone else feels the same way, but I think it looks really pretty. And then my personal favorite is this one. I just love this colorway. Super pretty, reminds me of a sunset. And then finally I have this crazy color here. I decided to have some fun with the super bright fluffy yarn that I had on hand, so I made some clown themed unicorns, but they're super cute, super soft, super bright, so I think it will attract some people in my booth for sure. I ended up doing 5 curls on the head instead of 7 because this yarn works up a little bit bigger. I think it worked out. It's still really cute. And then finally I am finishing the purple ones as well, so I already have 4 of these, and these will be the last 2 that I make. So when all the unicorns are totally finished, I should have 24 of them. I doubt I'm going to be making any more, but in the future I may. I haven't decided yet. But the reason I say that is because I needed to rethink what I'm bringing to my event, because I really want to bring 30,000 in inventory, and if I do not start really prepping, then I'm not going to have enough inventory, at least enough that I feel like I met my goal. But the other thing I wanted to mention real fast is that I actually am crocheting because I want to. I promise you that the only reason that I'm crocheting is because I enjoy it, and I have been working a whole lot slower because I don't feel very good. So it's not like I am really wearing myself out with it. Plus, I'm not doing a lot of exercising right this moment to try and get better, so I just wanted to put that out there in case anybody wanted to know that I'm not wearing myself out. I am doing what I want to do, and what I want to do is crochet. As soon as I start feeling a bit better, I'm going to film a tutorial for Haley the hippo. I haven't done it yet because I had planned for this weekend, which is going to be out soon, but that was the color change tutorial. And then next week will be market vlog, so when this video is out, Haley the hippo should be out the week after. I want to make sure that I sound a little bit better before I film a tutorial though, because all the pausing and the sniffing and the coughing is very obnoxious to edit out, along with also not sounding that great. Anyways, so this morning I'm going to attempt to finish these purple unicorns. I also want to start another project, so I'm working on the extra large bat again. I asked you all if you were interested in the bat pattern even after Halloween, because obviously it's after Halloween at this point, and a couple of my friends said that that's a year-round thing. And even so, you all can always get it closer to next Halloween. That's my thoughts, at least. So I'm going to be reworking the bat pattern and getting a PDF pattern put together so you can download it and save it to your anything, you know, whatever you use to store your patterns, and so you can print it, because the only version that I have for extra large bat is on my Instagram, and it's not really downloadable or anything like that. Plus, it'll be written a whole lot better than the way I wrote that one. I mean, that one is totally legible, but I know that I've improved with my pattern writing since then, and photo taking and yarn types and all that stuff. So anyways, I'm going to work on that after I finish these unicorns, and I'm also going to finalize the snuggler patterns I'm working on. Because I haven't been feeling well, I just decided not to do the tester call immediately. But if you all want to know, the regular cow is pretty much done. The pattern is pretty much put together. I still need to do like a final proofread on it, and then also obviously do the tester call. So that one is nearly ready for testing, and I expect it to be done by the end of this video. I don't know if the tester call will still be open or not, or if it'll be closed. I'll put it on the screen whether it's open or not. About a week or 2 after the cow tester call is closed, I will also be doing the tester call for the Highland cow version. And I do all my tester calls through Instagram and then through Canva as well, because I found that that is a really fun way to be able to comment on things and change things as we go, so that I don't have to resend PDFs if if there's a pattern breaking issue, I can just fix it. But anyways, enough rambling about random things. That is all for now. I'm going to finish these unicorns today, and then I think I'll start working on the bat and get pattern photos for that put together. I don't know if I'm going to be doing a tester call for that. I don't know if it's necessary. The pattern is really straightforward. It's just actually getting it put together is the issue. I don't know. We'll see about that. I might do a tester call. I might not. Maybe we'll do a quiet one with a couple of people just to get it looked over. But anyways, that's it for now. Here's my two-legged unicorn. Anyways, that's the update. I'll check in with you soon. Alright, here's my progress so far on the second bat, third bat technically. So this guy's looking pretty cute. I really like the body shape. I was surprised that one round less of single crochets would make such a difference between the two bodies, but here we are. I think this guy is looking super cute though. I love the eyes. I think they're the perfect touch of creepiness for a bat, but I still need to make the ears and the wings and obviously sew it all together after that, and then take pattern photos for all of those steps, which I'm hoping I can finish tonight. I don't know about that though, simply because I need to wake up somewhat early and do some errands really early, so I don't know. We'll see about that, but I wanted to show you my progress. Hopefully, like I said, I can finish that tonight. But I actually started working on another project that I haven't shown you anything of it at all yet. I started this project yesterday, finished it this evening. This is just my downstairs project. A gold in Little Will with some gorgeous eyes. These ones are from Sweet Beans Crochet. I figured the darker eyes would look perfect on this gold, and then you combine it with black, and I think it looks super epic. I decided that since I finished the unicorns, or at least pretty much finished the unicorns, that I should work on some dragons as well. But I started another Little Will, which I'm not sure 100% about the color combo, but here's the body finished. Some beautiful eyes. These ones are from Traveling Pony Studios, I believe. I'm starting to realize it's incredibly difficult to keep track of the two eyes. Good thing I have these videos though. I've actually at multiple points so far had to rewatch my own market vlogs just to remember where the eyes came from. Back to the dragon. I decided on this color as the secondary color, and like I said, I wasn't sure about the color combo, but I think this kind of green scale monochromatic look would be really pretty on Little Will. So we're just gonna commit and use this color. I think this little guy will be cute no matter what at this point. Let's just go back to working on the bat and go from there. It's late, so excuse me talking quietly, but I just want to update you super duper quickly before I hit the sack, because like I said, it's late. But I finished this bat. Looks super cute, of course. I obviously tweaked the body a little bit better, so I think the wing to body ratio is better. Plus the bottom is a lot more flat, so with a little bit of finagling, it can stand up on its own, just like that. But yeah, I'll check in with you tomorrow, that's for sure. Last night I showed you my finished bat, but it was kind of rushed, so here we are again. I wanted to show you these eyes though. They are stunning. Look at how gorgeous they are. I feel like it looks even better in person. Usually it looks better on camera, like certain things, especially plushies, but I feel like these ones look so much better in person. Or maybe it's just the lighting in here. But the bat is finished. I actually posted a tester call for it. I was torn between doing a quiet tester call where I was just going to message some people I knew. Instead, I decided to let's just do a public one. I haven't done one in so long. I actually just checked, and I haven't done a tester call since mid-July. which I just can't believe myself. I am so sorry that I have not done anything tester call related or pattern release related since July. When I started this year, I was really hoping that I would crochet more than ever and release tester calls every month or release patterns every month. Obviously, I haven't done that. I took a break for over 4 months, but at the same time I just haven't been ready up until this point, and sometimes that's just how it goes for me. Anyways, so I posted the tester call for the bat. I think it'll be closed by the time this video comes out, but in a week or two I will be putting the tester call up for the cow snuggler. So if you missed the bat, you could apply to that one. I haven't decided how big the testing group will be. We'll just see how many people apply. I know that the bat is very late for spooky season. Obviously we're past spooky season at this point. I feel like bats are one of those things that can be more year-round than any other kind of spooky prep. I did want to run through really quickly why I have certain requirements on my tester calls. So the first thing in my tester calls, I always talk about, what I'm looking for, how many testers I'm looking for, describe the pattern a little bit, unless it's a more basic pattern. Just kind of explain what the plan is for the tester call. Also talk about how I use Canva to test now, which is somewhat new to me still, but I found it much more enjoyable when I did Little Will to just do the tester call through Canva, because I can update things as we go. I have a how to apply section, both a how to apply section and a requirements section. So the how to apply is just, so that I know that you all applied. Because sometimes I have people say, they don't even really say that they want to test, which kind of confuses me a little bit, but I have you guys follow me and like and save the post, and then also share this post to your story. And I actually do all 3 of those things, all 4 of those things, so that I can easily throw you in a group chat and start messaging right away. I know a lot of people reach out to people individually and then put them in the group chat. Tester calls are stressful enough for me. It's just easier to put you all in a group chat. Pretty much what happens, I've had this happen multiple times where I didn't realize someone hadn't shared the post to the story, or I didn't even realize what would happen if they didn't. So pretty much when I try and put you in a group chat and we've never talked before at all, I can't put you in the group chat. And then I have to find out who didn't share the post to their story. So sharing the post to your story just allows me to put you right in a group chat so that I don't have to specifically talk to everyone before testing. Last part, which is the comment, that just lets me know that you all are willing to test. And the comment just, gives me an idea of what yarn types and colors and stuff you'll use. I don't care if you stick to the colors you said or the yarn types you said. I just would like to get a general idea of what you normally work with, what you like working with, that kind of stuff. Onto the requirements section. The first one is have a public account so I can see your awesome work. And the reason I want you all to have a public account when you apply is I want to be able to obviously see your work, but I also want to check and see if this is a crochet account or if this is somebody's personal account that they're also posting crochet on. And the reason I say that is because I really don't want to encourage people to check out your account if you're sharing your personal life. I need to follow through with what I stand for, and I personally don't show my face on the internet, obviously, and I don't think it is safe for me to encourage other people to follow said account. I always have people check out my testers and their work and everything, so because of that, I don't want to encourage random people on the internet to kind of enter your personal life. So that's just my opinion on it. I know some people want the photos to look nice or your pieces to look nice, your projects, whatever. That's somewhat part of it. I do want people who are able to take photos at least halfway decent. Honestly, it doesn't really bother me that much because the goal is to test the pattern in the end. The next one is to finish testing with email, message feedback, and final photos by deadline. I've had a couple people ghost me even with that there. It is what it is. And if you can't finish by the deadline, that's fine. Just tell me about it and we'll discuss it. Life happens. If you ever tested for me before, you know that I am not that serious when it comes to testing. As much as this is my business, and I want to obviously succeed and do well and my efforts to be worth something, I'm not going to force you to do anything, and I'm not going to make you do anything if you can't finish. That's fine. It's not a big deal to me. And then the final thing is to share your piece or your finished plushie on your account, which after that I write it's optional but much appreciated. It is optional. You do not have to post my finished pieces. It won't affect you if you apply to test in the future and you haven't posted your whatever it is you crocheted for me. I don't really care. Things happen. Maybe you didn't like the way your plushie turned out. Maybe you didn't like your photos or the way you took them. Maybe you simply forgot, or it doesn't fit your Instagram theme, or you just don't want to talk about it, and that's totally fine with me. It's all up to you all what you want to do in that event. That is the full rundown of why I do certain things with my Instagram, why those requirements are included. I don't really care if you tag other people. I know some people do that just to kind of make sure that you're not like a robot or a spam account or something, but I personally don't care. I don't think that you need to have friends. I certainly didn't have friends when I first started. Anyways, you can probably tell that I am just simply more relaxed with tester calls. I feel like there's a part of it where the testers are already going out of their way to help you. And sure, some people might like it. Like, I enjoy testing for people. I don't feel like it's a chore or anything. And I, like I said, enjoy testing. But I also understand that people are helping you. I just try and be as relaxed as possible while still moving forward, obviously. But anyways, that is the rundown. I've said that twice now, I think. I'm going to continue working on this little whale, probably finish him this afternoon, at least hope I finish him. I am also going to start a couple more projects. I have to think about what I'm going to work on. That's the update for now, and I will check in with you soonish. Maybe tonight if I finish this dragon. Otherwise, I'll check in with you tomorrow. But that's it. Cute toes. Cute toes. Okay, the desk is looking a little chaotic with all the finished plushies on it, so they'll need to move soon. But I started something completely new last night, and I'm not showing it to you right this second, but you may be able to already guess, based on these colors, what it could potentially be. I have been wanting to get back into pattern designing, not just the new snugglers, but also some of my older styles, so the extra large splat patterns, the floppy patterns. I really just want to go and start designing a bunch of things. So if you have any suggestions for any animals or even bugs, feel free to leave them in the comments and I will think about making them, maybe attempt to. At this point I'm feeling very inspired, so I should be able to follow through with some of those. Anyways, without further ado, I want to show you what I'm working on. It is not finished, but here it is. It's a giant bee. I know the lighting isn't the greatest because it's kind of backlit a little bit and the color is pretty dark, but look at this bee. Look at how cute he is. I gave him a stinger. So I based this off of like a bumblebee, which is why I gave it a little bit more of a shape to the body. But a bumblebee technically has the head, a segment, and then another segment. But I kind of wanted to still keep the cartoonish style of a bee, so that's what we're doing. But I gave it a cute little stinger. Chubby legs for sure. I know bees have pretty thin legs, but I wanted to go with, like I said, a cartoonish look. So we got chubby legs. I still have to make the other three. And then these wings, I decided to have a little fun with these. A lot of, I say a lot, I mean like 99% of bee patterns, they're either circles or half circles. And I really just wanted to do something closer to like an actual bumblebee wing. So these guys, they're a little bit small, which I really like. I wanted to, like I said, continue with the cartoonish theme, keep the wings on the smaller side so they're cute and precious. So I think it looks super cute. Obviously I need to sew everything together and make the last three legs, and I think that'll tie it all together. Leg placement isn't 100% set yet. I think this looks good though, from all angles at least. Once I get the other legs on, I think everything will balance out really nicely. I use these eyes from Loops and Crochet. I bought these actually a long time ago. They're not a newer eye. Because of the angle, they're a lot more pink, but when you're looking at it head on, they're pretty yellow, as you can see, hopefully. If you all like it, let me know. I'm not going to move forward on this until after this video's out anyway. I mean, it's Wednesday, so I still have lots of work to do before this pattern is official, but if you all have any suggestions on what I could do to improve it, I think it's pretty cute as is, but if there's something that like sticks out to you, like, ooh, that looks weird, let me know. I'd love to hear it. I'll check in with you in a little bit, and we'll just go from there. We'll see what happens. Alright, it's late, but I really want to update you on a couple of things that I finished today. And the first one I'll show you is my dragon, since y'all have seen Little Will before. Here he is. He's so cute. I love this color. Such a bright red. I love it. So I just wanted to show you that this is the Naughty Pony yarn from Traveling Pony Studios. So make sure to check out that yarn if you haven't already. Highly recommend, not just because we're friends, but because the yarn is very, very nice. This Little Will is finished. I think he's super cute. Also used these eyes from Sweet Beans Crochet. It's really hard to tell when it's on the red, but they were kind of like pinky, orangey, peachy color. I think it looks actually really great on the dragon. I've completed 3 Little Wills so far. Oh, I also want to add that I used white yarn to sew the limbs together. Naughty Pony sews really well, but I just prefer sewing with the size 4 yarn because it doesn't pull stuffing out as much. But anyways, I wanted to point out that you can kind of see the white yarn peeking through, so learn from my mistakes and use a darker red to sew it together, because at least that will blend in with the shadow. Hold on, I gotta replace my battery and then I'm gonna show you my bee. It's finished. Okay, I hope you all are ready to see the bee finished. I mean, you kind of already got an idea of what it'll look like, but here it is. Look at how cute it is. I love this. I know I say that a whole lot, and I know I say that I know this a whole lot, but I do truly mean it with this pattern. I think it is so cute. But like I said earlier, let me know your thoughts. If there's anything that you think looks a little bit weird or maybe I can improve on, definitely let me know in the comments. We'll likely start moving forward with this pattern actually and start writing it up and everything. But for the most part, it's actually a pretty straightforward pattern. It's not too difficult. I mean, the sewing is a little tedious, but honestly, it wasn't so bad. I think this guy's super cute though. I realized with the eyes, this wasn't intentional, but they kind of remind me of honeycomb, so that worked out. These are the eyes from Sweet Beans Crochet. I wasn't sure about the pink, but I think it works with this bee at least. That's my update for now. I really have to go to bed. It's actually really late. I don't know what I'm going to work on next, but I'll definitely update you all tomorrow when I decide on my next project. So if you couldn't tell already, I decided to start working on my extra large mushroom dragon again. I teased this guy quite a while ago, at least a month ago, 6 weeks ago, something more than that, I'm not sure. It's been a while, but I only had the body finished. So yesterday I worked on all the extra pieces, the legs, the wings, the ears, well, the ears were already done, but the horns. And then I also started on some details. So let me grab the dragon, show you where I'm at. I gave it a dark green tail, this light green moss. I gave it a little bit of a curve here because I'm going to put mushrooms in this curve here and I think it'll be really pretty. Obviously did the wings, but what I really want to show you is the head, hence why I'm stalling. But here it is. I decided to do this. I'm so sorry guys, my voice is not working with me today. Anyways, I decided to do this little spiral in the front to kind of go with the curve on the back. And then after I finished it last night, I had an inspiration to put cute little tiny flowers on the spiral, and I think it is so adorable. I love the yellow. I was really torn actually on yellow or pink, but I think the yellow is really pretty. And then I'm thinking I'm going to do a few more flowers along the moss, maybe a little bit more spread out so I don't have to make as many. And then obviously I'm going to be putting some mushrooms on this guy. So I'm gonna have a big cluster here and a big cluster here on the horn, probably a smaller cluster on the tail, because the tail needs a lot of details, of course. So I need to make 2, 3, 6, 8, at least 8 mushrooms of all different sizes. And I had a couple people ask for a tutorial on the mushrooms. The reason I haven't done one on them is because I really make it overly complicated. And I don't know if there's a better way to do it at this point. I'm pretty much making a popping mushroom, like of the tutorial on my channel, except I am sewing the edge to the stem so that it gets a really nice mushroom shape. I don't have a mushroom right now or I'd show you. Everything else that I tried, it just kind of doesn't look as great as the sewing technique. But like I said, the sewing technique is really tedious. I don't know, we'll see about a tutorial. But I just wanted to update you and show you this beautiful dragon. I decided to do the horns sweeping back, which I was actually really torn on the horns. I think it'll be really pretty, especially once the mushrooms are on it. I'm hoping to finish this guy today, which we'll see what happens. My afternoon should be completely free. Technically, I need to start editing this video. I think you all would rather see this dragon finished in this video than the video come out potentially early. I'm terrible at releasing things early. I just wanted to update you on this willow and kind of talk you through what I've been doing. I also haven't worked on the bee much, but I did want to update you all and let you know that I have another pair of these eyes here. So I can actually make another one of these in yellow. What I'm actually thinking for pattern photos is to do gold as the brown and then obviously keep the yellow and the white. But I think that'll be easier to see in pattern photos, plus be a little bit different than this one for my market. But I'm also thinking I need a pink one, so I'm gonna need to order some more eyes soon. That's really it. That's all I worked on. I worked on this mushroom dragon all day yesterday. Probably gonna work on it all day today and hopefully finish it. Like I said, that would be the best. But we'll just see what happens later today, and I'll check in with you in a little bit and we'll go from there. It is time to give you a quick rundown of everything that I made in this video or over the last couple of weeks. And I know that I left you hanging with the mushroom dragon. I'll show you that at the end, so don't worry, it'll happen eventually. Just, I gotta keep you all here for a moment. But anyways, let's start off with what I crocheted at the beginning of this video. This unicorn right here. So the giant Beatrice with green, would you call this green? I don't know. Greenish blue. But I use these gorgeous eyes. I believe these are the ones from Sweet Beans Crochet, and they are perfect for this unicorn. So this is the first thing that I made. And then I have Ozzy here who heard me talking and decided to join us. I'm busy, sir. I finished this green little will, this beautiful green little will. I also made the gold and black little will, and then the red one, which my sister is calling the strawberry little will. So I finished 3 little wills, and I think I have a total of 11. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to do some math later on. But I also made a extra large bat, this cutie right here, which this pattern test is going to be closed today when I'm filming this, so it will be closed by the time this video is out, of course. But I will be doing more tester calls. I have the cow snuggler and the Highland cow snuggler that I'm putting together. But I made this bee. So let me all know your thoughts about this bee in the comments if you think that I should write this pattern up, if it's worth it or anything. I think you all will really like it. So I doubt that will be a problem. And then the next thing on my list are a whole bunch of little unicorns. Oh, and if you can see my shirt, it's a squirrel. It says easily distracted on it, which is the epitome of me in my videos, which is exactly this moment right now, actually. But anyways, I made a bunch of unicorns. So I have this one with this color hair, so 2 of those guys. I have 2 more with the blue fluffy hair. My personal favorite with the sunset kind of hair color. 2 of those. This crazy hair color here, super bright. And then these 2, which are also super cute. And finally, 2 purple ones. So I ended up making 12 little unicorns. Without further ado, I have to show you the last plushie that I made.
And technically I just finished it, but really I only had the body finished. So we're gonna start with the tail. Mushrooms, of course, and a cute little flower on the end. And then going down, I have a couple more flowers. This one here, so pretty. And here, mushroom cluster, the best one, of course, with some moss, some beautiful flowers still, and continuing to go down. Look at it. Ugh, I love this one so much. Look at the face detail. I don't know how I decided to do this. I crocheted the back and I purposely rounded it a little bit so that the mushrooms would be more on top. When I did that, I was like, what if I did that on the front but swirled it? And so I committed and did that. I love it. It is so pretty. I love the little flowers. I feel like when I made the original mushroom dragon, I knew that I wouldn't be able to recreate it perfectly or exactly. So with this one, I just decided to have even more fun with it and add flowers to it, which I think is the best decision. Oh, I love this one. It is so pretty. The temptation to keep some of these things that I make is definitely there, but I think I might keep this one offline and bring him to my event. But I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I might list it on my eBay shop. I might not. We'll see. My only complaint with the last mushroom dragon I made is when I put the horns out, it just made it really hard to photograph and capture all the details. But this one I just decided to do them sweeping back so that I could really get all the details in a photo. I think I nailed it. That is everything that I crocheted in the last couple of weeks for my market. I also want to let you all know that I did receive my application for the market and I put it in. I've yet to pay the invoice because it's very expensive. The invoice is $405 and I'm kind of a little tight right now. So hopefully at the end of the month I'll have that paid off and everything. I couldn't do it without all of your support, so I appreciate you all so very much. Maybe I should list this guy. He'd help me pay off my booth fee. Anyways, I think that's all I have for you today. Make sure to check out my coffee shop if you haven't already. I sell a bunch of patterns in there. And for all of you wonderful people who watch my YouTube videos to the end, I have a little discount code for you. So if you go to my coffee shop, put your patterns in the cart, and then you click add coupon code or whatever it says there. I'll put a video on the screen. You can type in single crochet in all caps and you'll get 10% off your total order. It does not stack with other sales, which I thought was interesting. I figured I'd mention that. I'm not running a sale as of this moment, so I'm going to be doing tester calls for both the Cow Snuggler and the Highland Cow Snuggler. So both of these guys are going to get tester calls very soon, within the next couple of weeks. Stay tuned for the next market vlog, of course. Hopefully I can be as productive. How many plushies did I make? Hold on, I didn't do any of the math I was supposed to make. 2 seconds. Calculator. So we have a $200 dragon. I think I'm going to charge $220 for him actually because of the flowers and the extra moss details. Plus 12 times 25 plus little wheels. I think I'm going to charge 50 each, but and then the bee probably 70 and the bat 50. So I made $870 in inventory. I guess that's not terrible. Made 19 plushies. Again, that's not bad. So I have to wrap things up. Somebody's calling my name. Stay tuned for the next video. I think I'm going to start working on minis eventually here, which should be fun. I could probably make a whole lot of those in one video. That is everything I have for you. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. I appreciate you all so much, honestly. And I will see you in my next video, tutorial, or market vlog. I don't know, it depends. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye!